Fear is the path to the dark side.
Because he's a fake.
You know, instead of being that uncertainty of you being the issue in the campaign because of things that you say today that may not necessarily be consistent with what you said the day before or the next day. And
I have principles. I don't, because it's against the principles I believe in. Well, we have the same position on that. Well, you know, it is sort of funny.
When I was in the United States Senate, I was elected to leadership, and I was the conservative voice. I made things happen. I pushed the agenda. I fought for the tough things, and I stood up for what I believed in.
Here's the amazing thing. He violated his principles.
I have to admit, I voted for that. It was against the principles I believed in, but you know, when you're part of the team, sometimes you take one for the team.
Understand what team he's on. On the team of government doing more things. That's the team I'm on.
I made a mistake.
This is unacceptable. The idea that a mistake was made is not a mistake. It was something that deliberate. I think it shows weakness, but he's also wrong on a whole host of other principles. An ideology that is forced upon people who, you know, who may not agree with. We will do what the government says. We are going to impose our values on you. There's no evidence at all that I want to impose those values on anybody else.
Hold on, I don't agree with that. I don't believe that people should be empowered to do what pleases them the most. It's an entire culture that focuses on immediate gratification and the pursuit of happiness and personal pleasure, and it is harming America.
He has been for big government consistently, and yet comes out here in these debates and tries to say he's the conservative.
But the question
is a joke. It's so funny. If you look at my record, I supported Mitt Romney when it was down to Romney and McCain. I knew John McCain. You know, I knew what kind of conservative would be, so I landed with Romney.
You admitted basically you were just playing politics. You didn't like John McCain, so you know you made the political calculation that you would endorse Romney.
You know what? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
I've heard people say that they think Arlen Specter's a liberal. Well, let me tell you, I'm proud to endorse Arlen Specter.
Please define yourself using one word and one word only.
Consistent.
Resolute.
Cheerful. I've never been for any of those things. It's even funnier. Courage. I talked to him about a strategy. I recommend that he stay back in the pack. He's sitting way, way back, letting all the other folks crash and burn, and then sneak up at the end.
And that just leads to timidity in his part, and uncertainty, and a lack of clear contrast between what we need in a presidential candidate.
There's a difference between being an idea guy who can be glib in debates and someone who's going to be
the steady hand, someone who's going to be a disciplined campaigner, someone who's going to go out and be able to make Barack Obama the issue instead of waiting.
Courage. Well, it's funny. I've never been for any of those things.
I find it really fascinating that when people are running for office, they're really fiscally conservative. When they're in office, they do something different. And then when they explain themselves, they say, oh, I want to repeal that. So the senator voted for No Child Left Behind, but now he voted for it, but now he's running on the effort to get rid of it. So I think the record is so bad because he's a fake. Fake. Courage.
Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering.